Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? I hope you're all doing fabulous. I hope you're all choosing to be the versions of yourself that have exactly what you want. I hope that's what you're doing. It better be what you're doing. Today, we're going to talk about what to do to hurry up and get our reality to change. To get things going faster than what you think things have been going. And if that interests you, well, then I encourage you to stay for the rest of the video. If you would like to work with me in any way, shape, or form, all of that information is in the drop box below, including my 3 amazing channel memberships. Yeah, I'm calling them amazing because they are amazing, because my HBICs are amazing. They are absolutely amazing. We always have a zhuzh in all 3 channel memberships. I encourage you to join the VIP, the Advanced Manifestors group, because that's the group that gives you access to all 3 channel memberships. It's also the group where we deep dive manifestation. We are expanding our awareness, deepening our knowledge, so therefore becoming pretty badass manifestors and not over-concerning ourselves with the 3D, because we know better. We know what's really happening out there. So if that interests you, again, in the drop box below is how to join that. I'm telling you, the memberships are amazing. That VIP group, because it leads you to having access to all the other groups. You have a encouraging, uplifting 3 hours plus a week. We all come together in a Zoom call, and it's amazing. It's always a zhuzh. These success stories are off the chain. I could just go on and on and on. So, Dropbox below. So, we are wanting our reality to change, or get our manifestation to hurry up and be here. When we want that, I mean, do I need to say the basic bitch about that? Obviously, we don't want to look at our reality and call it not changing, or that it's still the same. Clearly, hopefully, you're all already in the understanding that that's an identity, so we don't want to be that version of ourselves. Okay, but that goes without saying. However, when we are ready for change, when we're ready for it to just be here already, my advice to you is to consciously decide that you're not gonna entangle yourself with reality, the reality where you think nothing's happening, the reality where everything still looks the same. Stop showing up for the dance with that reality. You see, it's only because of your conscious awareness that you think this reality is the same. It's because that's what you're aware of. So stop showing up for your old reality. But you have to consciously choose that for yourself. When I wanted to experience a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with my specific person, I consciously chose to be a new version of myself. I consciously made that inner decision. I am her now. I defined what that was. I defined who my new self was. But in that, I was consciously choosing to no longer participate with the old reality. Now, what do I mean by that? I'm not trying to tell you have to shut your phones off and not talk to anybody anymore. I'm saying stop consciously being aware of a reality you don't want to be in. Only you can change the label of what reality is. Only you can. And I know sometimes circumstances, experiences, maybe just having a damn mood swing can make it really hard to just decide you're in a new reality. I get that. But that's because of your logical conditioning that you believe that you don't have the power to do that. It's not because it's a truth, a fact. See, manifestation boils down to what you believe, or at minimum are open to the possibility of what you think is possible for yourself. What do you really believe about manifesting? What do you believe is happening? How do you think things are shifting and moving? Is your conscious decision battling with reality? In other words, you are reality. You are the person in the mirror, and reality is the reflection. So your decision of what reality you're in is why you are aware of reality. So let me give you a little kimmed down example. If you're manifesting a specific person, and let's say for the sake of conversation, you have to see that specific person every single day. And let's say from your awareness, from your perception, your specific person is still showing up the same. They're not being loving. They're not being, kind. They don't seem interested in having a relationship with you. So that's clearly a reality we don't want to partake in anymore, right? We want to be aware of being with the version of your specific person that does want you, that does want that love relationship, that is showing up kind, loving, and, wanting to do stuff with you. Only you can move your awareness. Not specific person, not anybody else in your reality, only you. So when we have to see our specific person every single day, and no matter what the interaction is with them, if you're looking at it and seeing and declaring and deciding to be aware that nothing's changing. And listen, I know this can make us feel a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but that's the beauty of it. We only think it's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because of our logical conditioning, not because it's a truth. See, manifestation can be so simple. It can be so simple. But because we're humans that have feelings and emotions, we make this difficult sometimes. And because we have all different thoughts throughout our day, we shift in and out different states of consciousness. It can throw us off. If you notice, your perception on things probably shifts throughout your day. I know that it can feel like you're waiting for reality to change. But you see, the sooner you become aware that reality is only benefiting you, or reality is always working out for you, reality is leading you to your desires, the sooner that your awareness is on that, instantaneously, reality changes. I know it doesn't always feel that way, but let's be honest. It's because in those moments, you are perceiving reality that way. So back to the specific person example. If your conscious awareness is aware of experiencing unfavorableness with specific person, and that's what you truly feel and believe in that moment, my next question would be, okay, what do you think you deserve? What do you think you're really worthy of? Do you really believe you're worthy of experiencing a different version of your specific person? Is that really possible for you? This is why I say that you want things to change. Then authentically ask yourself, what needs to change? Truthfully, the answer should always boil back down to you and what you're believing, what you're perceiving. And I know if you're in a particular victim-y state, it can be hard to hear that. It can feel like everything's your fault, and that's not the message. The more you're focused on the reality you want to experience, the more evidence you're going to get of that reality. Because your full perception changes, it shifts as your awareness shifts. A lot of us are walking around contradicting our decisions, our identity. Meaning, if you're like me and you are of the belief that you can make a decision and decide who you are and what identity you're wearing for the day, I would call it new self. You've made that decision, but as you live your life and intermingle with 3D, you're really putting the old identity right back on and perceiving reality as it's the same. Nothing's working. I don't believe that I can have the desire, depending on what beliefs you have. The power of this is your awareness. Your awareness, and you have the free will to be aware of anything you want, which is why we can manifest anything we want. But only you can become aware that reality has changed or that you have changed. A specific person has changed. Only you can. You can watch all the videos you want, but if you're still watching this and consciously sitting in nothing's changed, it's only because of your awareness in that moment. Reality shifts and changes and, moves instantaneously based off of you. So when it feels difficult because of the habit of being in a particular version of yourself or a particular identity, a particular state, when it feels like, you feel so stuck, maybe you got a block. You don't have a block. You're not stuck. You are aware of being a version of yourself that believes he or she is stuck. It's your identity. It's who you really believe you are. This is why I really try to hammer at home that coming to terms with what you believe is our consciousness is helpful. And I say coming to terms because it's up to you to decide what it is, what the awareness is. See, understanding that you are pure, unadulterated consciousness, unconditional love, God, I am, universe. Understanding what you believe you are, source energy, whatever you want to call it. The more you allow yourself to be in the awareness of knowing that's who you are, the sooner reality will be different. It's not that reality isn't changing. Your perception isn't changing. Your identity isn't changing. It really is what it is kind of a scenario, which I know isn't always fun to hear when you feel like you've been doing everything right. And I know that. But we are all in this illusion of believing we are attached to our identity as if there's no options, there's no choices. And it's only because that's what you're aware of. So sometimes when we're experiencing circumstances that are actually helping you, but you're just not perceiving it that way in that moment, it's helping you to clear up your awareness so that you can shift it. Sometimes we're living those experiences and we're just not perceiving it yet. But it's not because you're destined to not have what you want. It's not that. If you've been someone manifesting, let's say for a while, and your heart's desire is to have change, to have something magical in reality, being a millionaire, being married, having children, perfect health, all the things, the new career, the more you allow yourself to think about that new reality, that new life, that new identity, that new version of yourself, the more you allow yourself to focus over there, the more things are presenting themselves in reality to get you there. So a lot of the times when we're perceiving reality as, oh, this isn't working, I've been doing it for however long, and I still don't see the change, or it's like specific person is still showing up not wanting this relationship. Do you really believe that? Is that the truth for you? That's your identity. It's not because reality has failed. Reality isn't reflecting you. It is reflecting you. So what's your perception? Hence why getting into the habit of seeing reality as the perfect unfolding to exactly what you want, because it is. It is. I have countless examples of people who have manifested their desires and have clearly said to me, Kim, you were right. Everything was leading me to this now moment. Everything really was leading me to my desire. But I don't think I would have perceived it that way at the time. I didn't either. My lumps and bumps of shit circumstances, of reality looking like it wasn't changing, or sometimes I felt like it was going backwards, I perceived it as unfavorable too. But now being on the other side of it, now living with my manifestation, I can see that it was never that reality wasn't working or not changing. It really was reflecting who I believed I was at that time. And even with that, here's where the magic is. This is where I get so excited about it. But even though it was reflecting what I would have said an unfavorable circumstance, it still was leading me to me getting exactly what I wanted. The whole time, it was leading me there. But my awareness was expanding and evolving the whole time. That's why if you go to my earlier content and watch a video compared to my newer content, I'm different. My beliefs are different. My aspects and perspectives about manifestation is different because I've evolved. I've expanded. I've had a journey. I'm still on a journey, and I'm still going to change and expand. And I'm still going to get what I want in reality. And one of the biggest lessons I've learned was don't call reality not changing, because it's always moving and grooving, reflecting you. So, you want reality to change instantaneously? Then you change your perception. You ask yourself, who are you really? What do you really believe? Listen, and this isn't me saying that you have to have, I've made countless videos on this. It's not me saying you've got to believe in order to get. But being open to the possibility that it's going to work is a little more helpful. Your perception. What is your perception right now in this moment? Are you perceiving reality is not changing? I know it's frustrating, especially if you have to see like your specific person all the time. It's not because they don't want to change. It's not because they don't want you. It's because you're married to that identity right now in this moment, and that's it. It's an entanglement. Reality feels like we are entangled with it. How to break out of the entanglement, how to let go of a reality we don't want to be in anymore. Don't tangle yourself with it anymore. Don't label reality in any way other than exactly what you want it to be, so that it can present it to you. This really works. This really works. And if you're being honest right now, if you're perceiving reality is not favorable, be honest. Are you really the new identity then? Are you really, really identifying as the version of yourself that has the desire? I don't mean blanket, just, yep, I'm new self. Not really. Not really. What are you really thinking? What are you really believing? Ask yourself that question authentically. I'm telling you right now, whether you want to say so in a comment or not, you know reality is reflecting at minimum how you viewed reality yesterday. At minimum. It's never because this isn't working, and it's never because you can't have what you want. How you judge reality matters. So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.